Hello there, and welcome back to week 4. This is the one you've been waiting for. You know, everybody else starts a coaching program with the things that they do to lead generate. And I, as you know, chose to start mine with the presentations that you needed to be prepared to do once you started lead generating, so that when you do lead generate, you know what to say and how to be successful, and your ratios of success are going to be much, much higher. So today is our first time to discuss lead generation. And what I thought I would do is share with you my top 7 scripts that I like the best. Now, there are many scripts that I love, but these are the ones that I've used the most. And some of them will sound familiar to you, and some of them may not. Most of these scripts you can use whether you're on the phone or at the door, standing in the grocery store line, at swim meets, at the football games, because as you know, as realtors, we are looked upon as people with information. We're kind of like a doctor, for want of a better word, but you know, somebody's always got a symptom. They always need to see what the doctor thinks their symptom might be, you know, what it might entail. So that's kind of the way that we do it too. Wherever we go, as long as people know we're in real estate, they're going to be talking to us. So be prepared. And that's why we decided to wait and do the lead gen later on in the program, so that you are prepared. So no matter who talks to you, you can say with confidence, let me have you answer a few questions for me. Come see me at my office. We'll figure out this problem and we'll figure out how to fix it for you. So my favorite script, and I know many of you have heard this already. When you call someone who has a notice of default, they're having problems with their loan, they're behind on their payments, I do not believe in calling them and saying, hey, I noticed that you're behind on your payments, I called to help. Now, the only reason I say that, and believe me, the script works for dozens of people. Lots of people make this script work for them. In my area, where virtually everyone was in default, and they have received now for the last 6 years, call after call after call, postcard after postcard after postcard, letter after letter after letter. I mean, they have been inundated, and they are already so beat up by the time they get to receiving a notice of default or a lis pendens, that they don't pick up the phone most of the time. They don't come to the door most of the time. And so it's very hard to get them to talk to you. And the longer we go in this kind of a problem, the harder it is to get them to talk to you. Now, some of you are just going into a short sale market. And I want you to know, this script works no matter what market you're in, no matter what your percentage of hardship or short sale is. It works virtually every time. Well, if they're really interested in getting any help. So let me preface where I get some of my leads from. I like to call people before they receive a notice of default or a lis pendens or foreclosure notice, whatever you call it, where you live. And the way that I do that is I search by 60 days late. That way, not everybody else knows about them yet. And so I start calling them before they are inundated with 8,000 postcards and their lender calling them every 5 minutes, and us as professional real estate agents calling them and saying, hey, I noticed you have a notice of default. So most of the other agents don't know what I know. I get that from consumerdataleads.com. Now, it is a $99 a month service, but you can search anywhere in the United States. So some of you might want to get together and share that service if you choose to. But you can search anywhere in the United States. You can search by lender. You can search by 60-day, 30-day. You can search by if they bought their house between 2005 and 2008 and they're still in it, then you can almost guarantee they're upside down, right? So you can you can search by all kinds of parameters. You can search by if they have one loan that they're late on. And there's just all kinds of ways that you can use that program. I do not get a kickback from that. John doesn't even know I'm sending you. He should give me a kickback, so when you call him, make sure that you say, Christine Papworth sent me. All right, maybe he'll send me roses or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I get that list from. And that list is very, very good. Now, that list does not come with lots of phone numbers. So I search people finders. I have a service that searches for me. Some of you may have Red X. There are several different companies that you can pay to search for you. People finders is, I think, $28 a month, and you can go in and search for yourself. I wouldn't suggest you do that. Hire a virtual assistant, hire a college kid, get your grade school kid to go in and search and get the numbers for you so that you have them ready when you get ready to prospect. Because as you know, time blocking is key here. What time do you prospect? What days do you prospect? Nothing takes the place of it, or it's too scattered and random. And yes, prospecting, no matter when or how you do it, will bring you something, but prospecting done in a systematized, time-blocked way will bring you quadruple, quintuple, infinity more success than you will get if you do it halfway, okay? So we're going to talk about time blocking. I think we may have already talked about it by the time you get this, but we're going to talk about it on our webinar for November. So hopefully you're going to get a lot of information from that, and you can merge these two programs together and use them. So that's where I call every expired every day, expired and withdrawn. I call every expired and withdrawn every single morning. Those you need to get to early. The earlier you get to them, the first person to get them gets them. And if you can't get them in the morning, then call them at night. Most of us don't have a tremendous amount of expireds and withdrawns right now, so I can call them in like half an hour. And I'll get one or two home, and I make the appointment almost every time. How would you like to spend an hour and get 2 appointments in that hour? You can do that too. So call every expired every morning. So I'm going to start with that script. Okay, I'm going to start with the expired script. Now, I don't have the expired script in my Short Sale 911 website because you have it in bold. It's the same expired script that I've used for 1,000 years. If you need a copy of it, let me know, but you can get it from the KW website somewhere. Basically, this is how I do it. Now, mind you, I'm really good at expireds, and I really like expireds, and I'm not scared by them. I'm totally unattached. I don't want to talk to anybody I can't help, and I don't want to waste time with anybody I can't help. So this is how I do it. You're supposed to say, "Hi, this is Christine Papworth, the real estate doctor. You know, I was just noticing that your home came up on my computer as an expired or withdrawn listing today, and I was wondering, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?" I do a little different twist. I say the same thing, but this is what I say. "Hi, this is Christine Papworth, the real estate doctor. I noticed that your home came up on our computer as an expired or withdrawn listing, and I'm calling to see why haven't you called me to list your home yet?" But that's me. Okay, I've been in my community for a long time, but you know what? It doesn't matter. They all laugh. They love it. It breaks the ice, and I bet you I get more leads than anybody else does using the same scripts that I just gave you. So give it a shot if you want to. It's fine with me, okay? All right, so then they say, well, you know, when I hadn't planned on it, I don't know, whatever, and you use the expired script. Well, if you were to sell this home, where would you go next? And how soon did you have to be there? And what do you think stopped your home from selling? And if you were to sell, have you looked at an agent that you would like to list with? Oh, how did you happen to pick that agent? Are you familiar? I would like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques that I use to get homes sold? You're not? Fantastic. When would be the best time to show you? Monday or Tuesday at 4. So that's my favorite expired script, and it works all the time. I've used it for years, as you can tell, because I probably didn't do it exactly perfect, but go figure. Go look at it, okay? That's script number 1. Script number 2 is my just sold script with a hardship. Now, we all make just listed, just sold calls, and by the way, just listed and just sold, particularly just sold calls, although now with most of us having such low inventory, just listed calls would be great as well. They work so beautifully because you're giving them information, and everybody wants to know what the house around the corner sold for, don't they? So you're giving them information. It's a quick, easy call, but I have a little twist to it, and I want you to listen. And this script is in your downloadable scripts, so you can pull it off. "Hi, my name is Christine Papworth, and I wanted to call you today to let you know that our home recently sold in our area, over on Elm Street. I sold that home. Now, if you haven't sold a home on Elm Street, nobody cares. If you haven't listed a home on Elm Street, nobody cares. If a home on Elm Street hasn't sold in 30 years, nobody cares, okay? You can start it like this. Hey, my office just sold a home in your area over on Elm Street. Or you can say, a home just recently sold in your area. Now, if you have a lot of listings and you're looking for buyers, which is what we typically do, then that's going to work for you as well. But this is not our goal right now. Our goal right now is to find people who are in trouble, right? So this is how I do it. You know, a home just recently sold. I just sold a home over on your street. And it was 4-bedroom and 3-bath, and it just sold for $255,000. And you know, now that I've sold that home, I have 5 other people that are dying to move into that neighborhood, and they're driving me crazy. Do you know of anybody in your neighborhood who is interested in selling right now? Let me preface this by saying, I'm not really prefacing it, I'm breaking it in the middle, but that's okay. By saying, I know these people are 60 days late, or I know they have a notice of default, but I'm not calling them for that, am I? So if I call them for something else, what does it do? It releases their tension of having to deal with one more jerk from the bank or with another real estate agent who could not possibly understand where they're coming from. So this is such a good script. I want you to use it. Promise me you will. So back to the script. So I was just wondering, when do you plan on moving? Well, we're probably not planning on moving. Now, do I know they're late? Yes, I know they're late. Do I know they need help? Yes, I know they need help. I just keep going. Oh, well, how long have you lived here? Oh, you've lived here for 5 years? Fantastic. So you bought at the top of the market, huh? Yeah, okay, well, I'm glad to see that you're still here. Where did you move from? How did you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next? This is typically where they kind of cave, okay? This is where they kind of go, oh, I don't know. I got this letter from the bank and these people are calling me all the time and I don't know where I'm going next and I don't know when I'm going to have to be out. And that's when I can say, look at this script. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Tell me more about that. What's happening with you? Now, they don't know that I know. I never let them know that I know, okay? And the places that they usually cave are, how long have you lived at, or when do you plan on moving? They might cave then, but usually they don't trust me enough yet. So then down on number 5, if you were to move, where would you go next? That's where they cave. If they never cave, and my partner Barbara, who does a lot of prospecting for me, can tell you, sometimes you can sit there and they have a notice of trustee sale in 15 days. Oh no, we love it here, we're never moving. Okay, great. So then if you sense any hesitation at all, what you can do is say something like this, you know, I sense a little hesitation there. Is there anything going on that you have a question for me? Typically when I call, a lot of people have some problems. Can I help with anything? Oh, yeah. And then they tell me. Now, if they don't tell me, that's okay. I never let them know that I knew. Okay? Never. All right. So, but typically they'll say, they'll blow up at some point in time. So, so-and-so, I'm so glad that we're talking today. I sort of specialize in these kinds of things. Maybe I can help. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? No, I don't mind. Okay. Have you spoken to your lender? And they will tell you their story. I've been working on a loan mod for 6 months. No, I hate those guys. No, I haven't, or I have. Who is your lender, by the way? What am I doing? I'm pre-qualifying them. Do you have more than one loan? Who is your second lender? Are you behind on their payments? Have you, see, they probably already told me that, so I wouldn't ask it again, would I? No, I would say, okay, you said you were behind on your payments, so have you received a notice of default, the letter with the green stripe? You have. Okay, and when did you receive that? Okay, so tell me, in a perfect world, my second favorite script, in a perfect world, what would you like to see happen here? Gee, do you know how long it's been since anyone asked them what they wanted to see happen? Do you know how long it's been since anyone empowered them or let them know that they still have control over this house and their loan? They still own this house. The bank is not in control of this house. They want them to think they are, but they're not. They can still make decisions. Do you know what happens to people when you empower them? Think of the women's movement. See? It works really well. Okay, so tell me in a perfect world, what would you like to see happen? What do they say? They typically say, I want to never have to make a payment again, and I want to stay in my house. Okay, well, I understand that's what you want, and believe me, that's what I want for you. But if we couldn't do that, what would be the best thing for you? Would it be to get a loan modification? Do you think that's possible? Chances are they've already been trying that and that's not working. So you can get out of that, and I have a script, my next script I'm going to talk to you about after that. But anyway, you know, after you get done asking them all these questions, you know, based on what you've told me, I believe you have some really good options here. When would be the best time for us to get together to discuss them? Monday or Tuesday at 4? Whatever, okay? That is my favorite script. You know what's great about this script? You can tack it onto the back of an expired script, can't you? You can tack it on the back of a center influence script. You can use it on virtually anything, because what does it do? It lets them know that you care. It lets them know that you believe they have power and that they have the right to make decisions regarding their life. And they haven't felt that way in a very long time. I have had people, when I've done this script, tell me that I was sent from heaven. Oh my gosh, God sent you to me. And you know what, you guys? I believe that too. And that's the way you will feel too when you use the script and are able to help these people who would not talk to anyone else. Use it. You'll be glad you did. That's my second prescription, okay? Oh, you know what? I'm going to backtrack back to this script for just a minute, to this just listed, just sold script. I've had one of our companies, Stefan. I'll use you, Stefan, as an example. He says, you know, I used it, but they wouldn't tell me anything. They wouldn't come clean. Even though I knew they were having problems, they wouldn't tell me they were having problems. But I know they're having problems. How do I get to them? So this is how you get to them. The next day, you call them back. And you say, hi, this is Christine Papworth, a real estate doctor. You know, I was talking to you yesterday. Do you remember? And they go, yeah, I remember talking to you. And you know what? I noticed something, and I thought I better call and tell you in case you weren't aware. I noticed that on the public record, your house came up as flagged for trustee sale next week. Is that true? I just wanted to be sure that you knew about it, because sometimes these banks, you know, they mess around with you and you don't know that they put you in for foreclosure. But we need to do something right away. Were you aware of that? Oh, yes, I was aware, but I didn't know what to do. And that's what happens typically. And if they're not interested, okay, they're not interested, but you didn't go down without a fight. You let them know that you knew, but you've already built rapport from the day before. So do you have a better chance of being able to work with them than anybody else who sent them 1,500 postcards and called them and said, hey, I noticed you got a notice of default? No, you've got a lot better chance. So that's the way you handle that, okay? And thank you, Stefan, for sharing that with all of us. Okay, so the next script number 3 is, well, I'm in the middle of a loan mod. Okay, oh, great. So tell me more about that. How's that working for you? By the way, this is on the website. Well, we've resubmitted twice. They're just starting this or that or the other thing, or I've been working on a loan mod for a year. Okay, well, have they sent you a notice of default or anything like that? Well, yeah, but they said I'm working on a loan mod, so I'm okay. Not necessarily. Can I make a suggestion for you? Sure. You know, I have an attorney. Would it be helpful? This is what I say. Would it be helpful for you to find out 2 things? Number 1, will you qualify for a loan modification? And number 2, if you could, what it would be. Would that help you to make some decisions about your life without worrying about if the bank's going to foreclose on you tomorrow? You bet it would. Great. I have an attorney in the state of California. Those of you who don't work in California, find an attorney. There's one, I promise, who will do this. They will find out 2 things for you, and they'll do it for free. They'll find out, number 1, will you qualify for a loan modification? And number 2, if you could qualify, what would that loan modification look like? Now, if you choose to take the loan mod, if you qualify for one, then he will charge you to go and get it done for you, but he'll find out for free. So would that benefit you to find out for sure? Yes, it absolutely would. Of course it would. How does it benefit us as their agent? Does it benefit us if they get a loan mod? You bet it does, because they're going to tell everybody they know that we helped them find out they could get a loan mod. Does it benefit us if to find out in 2 weeks? Absolutely, because what happens? The bank jerks them around for a year and then they foreclose, and then we never get a chance to help them. Right? Right. Of course right, as they say on Fiddler in the Roof. On the roof. Not in the roof, but on the roof. Okay, so this is a script that you can use all the time. Would it help you if I were to put you in touch with this attorney? Absolutely. All right, give me your name, your phone number, your email address, and then I will send you the forms that you need, and those forms are on the website, by the way, for those of you in California. I will send you the forms that you need to see if you qualify for a loan mod. If you can't qualify for a loan mod, it will be a final answer. The bank can't come back and say, oh, we'll try this program or try that program. And I know that you have all been affected by banks doing this to people. Oh yeah, you don't qualify for HAMP, but we have this special program for losers like you who we can screw around with you for 5 to 6 months and then foreclose. So try that program instead. So this way, you help them to find out what they can do. You help them to understand this is a final answer. There is no point in going any further. There's no point in wasting your time, your efforts, sending stuff to the bank, because they're not going to do it. So let's find out. And the attorney is very good about sending them back to me when they are unable to qualify for a loan mod, and he's very honest with them. So it works really, really well. And that's my whatever script that is, okay? That is on the website, by the way. All right, so then since we're talking about loan mod, let's talk about 2 other loan modification scripts that I like really well. One of them was my former partner Dominic's favorite. And basically, people would say, well, I'm working on a loan modification, and the bank is telling me that they're going to reduce my interest rate to 2% for 5 years, which they do often in HAMP. And I'm going to take that. Well, great. I hope that works really well for you. Let me ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind. So, are they reducing your principal? No. Okay, so you're still going to owe $500,000 on this house, even though it's only worth $200,000. Is that correct? That's correct. So in essence, isn't the bank asking you to buy your house for $300,000 more than your actual fair market value? I guess they are. And how is that going to benefit you in 10 years when you're still upside down and unable to sell your home when you need to? If this is the right thing for you to do, then I want you to do that. But I just want you to think about it, because you're not going to be able to refinance. You're not going to be able to sell it. How far are you from retirement? What happens when you have retirement income only? Are you going to be able to still maintain the payment on this property? It helps them to see reality and kind of de-emotionalizes it for them, okay? So that's another script. Now, my favorite script is this, because you know me, I'm always kind of artsy-fartsy or whatever. So if you tell me I'm working on a loan mod and the banks, if I can get a loan mod, that's the most important thing to me. So then I usually say, great, I'm glad that you're working. Does it seem to be going pretty well? Not really, but we're going to hang in there. Okay, great. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? Okay, great. So I want you to pretend with me for a minute that you're my mother. No, let's pretend that I'm your mother, okay? I'm your mother, and I come to you and I say, I found this greatest house that I want to buy. It's in the neighborhood I want to live in. It's the square footage that I want. I can just see all of my decorating in there just like I did it myself. It's perfect for me. It's in great condition. And it's close to my doctors. It's close to the place where I volunteer. It's close to my church. I love this house. Will you help me buy it? Well, you'd probably say yes if you could, right? You'd probably say yes, because I'm your mom and you love me and you want me to be happy, right? So then I say, there's only one little tiny problem. It's only worth $200,000, but the people want $500,000 for it. But I really, really like it and I really want it and it's the perfect house for me. Will you help me buy it? And what would you say? Absolutely not, right? And they answer me, by the way. This is not rhetorical. They do answer me. They go, absolutely not, we wouldn't help you buy that. And then I say, do you realize that that's what the bank is doing to you right now? And is that really to your best interest? Wouldn't it be better for you to get rid of this home with this huge, because you know, repeat after me, debt forgiveness is the new equity. So you're going to get forgiven of all this debt. You're going to be able to get this behind you. The banks are offering incentives to do short sale. They're offering that quite often, if they don't make you get behind, you can turn around and buy another house within a year, sometimes sooner. So wouldn't it be better to unload all of this debt that you are not going to ever be able to repay probably, and buy a house in a year or two that at fair market value? Wouldn't that be better for you? You could get a better house than this one, although this one's pretty great. You could get a better one than this one in the same neighborhood for half of the cost. Wouldn't that be a better plan? That's my favorite loan mod script, okay? It would be? Well, great. Then why don't we just move on to signing these papers and get your home on the market so that we can get it sold so that you can buy a home while the interest rates are still low a year from now, okay? Great. Don't question me on the year. FHA, if they do not have to get behind on when they do a short sale, if they don't have to miss payments, they can buy another home on an FHA loan or VA in 1 year. So I'm not lying. I never lie. Okay? All right, so that's my whatever script that was favorite. Now let's talk about center of influence past clients, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but in my market, it is really hard to get people to respond to me right now because we don't have phone numbers. Sometimes they're beat up. You know, all these scripts work great, but sometimes they don't, all right? So where do we go when we need to get listings and we need to get people that we can help? We go to our past client center of influence. How many of you have a hard time calling your past clients in center of influence because, gee, I sold them that house 5 years ago and now they're upside down? Well, you don't have to worry about that because you know what? When you sold houses in 2003 and they tripled in value by 2006, did anybody come and offer you to get half the equity? No. So, you know, you're doing the best you can with the information that you have according to their agenda. It is not your fault that that house lost value, is it? So don't be silly. Who do they need right now? Who sold them 2 or 3 houses in the past? Who sold them the house that they're in today? You. Who is their trusted professional? You. If you are worried about you and your ego and you're embarrassed because you sold them that house, who are you hurting? Both of you. Quit it. Okay? Let me take your blood pressure. Quit it. They need you. So go back to your center of influence. These are the people we can get a hold of. These are the people we can talk to. And believe me, every one of them knows 3 people who are in trouble or who need to sell or buy. And they can refer you to those people. Do not forget your center of influence. Even if you've never used it before, put that list together and start using it today. Okay? This is going to be one of the first things we work on this coming week. So here's my center of influence script, and it is on the website so you can get it. Hi, this is Christine Papworth, your favorite real estate agent, or your long-lost real estate agent, or did you think I was dead? I mean, make it fun. It doesn't have to be depressing, okay? You know, with this market being as volatile as it is, I feel I may have neglected you. Is there anything going on with you in your real estate life that I should be aware of and be helping you with? Remember, the first person to speak loses. Okay, so they say no. No, what a relief. I'm so glad to hear that. so you still have a job and you're able to maintain your payments, right? Okay, great. Are you aware that you're upside down based on what we sold the house to you for? And that's okay. You're going to be all right and you don't care. All right, fantastic. I am so happy to hear that. And you have no idea. You must feel so blessed because, you know, I must know 20 of my personal friends, including several real estate agents, who are in terrible trouble. So my question for you is, who do you know that I should be helping right now? Now, if they say no, you continue with no family members, friends, co-workers having issues. No one you know is having issues right now because 80% of our state is underwater and behind in their payments, and 23% of them are unemployed. Are you sure you can't think of anybody who I need to help right now? Okay, great. Wow. You're one of the few. That is awesome. If they say yes, then you say, really, how would be the best way for me to help them? Do you want to introduce me to them, or do you want to just give me their number and I'll give them a call? Which would be best for you? And then don't stop with one. Okay, now who else do you know? I'll give them a call right away. Who else do you know? Keep probing because they know more than one, trust me. Would you share their number with me and anything else I should know about them? Is there anyone else I should speak to that may need my help? Okay, thank you so much. This has been such a great call. I feel better about the world. Tell me, when you do hear of those having issues, would you be confident in referring them to me? Fantastic. Would you do me a favor and keep my cell phone number in your phone so you can call me or have them call me right away while you're talking to them? Great. Do you have my cell phone number? Since it's been 20 years since I talked to you, probably not. Did we have cell phones back then? Oh, okay. So make sure they have your updated information. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Together, you and I can solve this real estate crisis one person at a time. I really appreciate your loyalty and trust. Would it be okay if I checked back with you once in a while? Great. Let me make sure that I have all of your most recent information. Don't forget to do this because honestly, this is a confession I shouldn't make to you, and don't tell any of the bold coaches this, but I haven't been really good at contacting my past clients because most of them come back to me without asking. The problem is, if they know someone who's in trouble, they don't necessarily think to refer them to me because I haven't been in their face. You got to get in front of them, guys. You're missing out on so much business. And when people are so hard to get a hold of, these people want to talk to us. Let's use this to help the world, okay? That's what we do. Make sure that you update their information, okay? Now, I can give you a little clue. I have 2,500 in my database. Most of them, I have no clue who they are. So what I'm doing is I can't catch them all. I can't reach them all as quickly as I would like to. So I have Barbara, my business partner, and a couple of my staff calling them now and then. And so we have a goal that we're going to call them every month. So what they do but I've always believed, like, I don't like getting calls from my insurance agent. Somebody else is calling me going, hi, I'm calling you from Farmers, blah, blah, you know, whatever. So I always go, okay, well, thanks. When I need to talk to Sheila, I'll call her. Bye. So what Barbara does is she calls them and says, Chris she called me this morning absolutely worried to death about you. She had a dream about you last night or whatever. Christine, your real estate agent that you may not remember, is dying to talk to you. She asked me to give you a call and just see if you're okay. She can't call everybody, and so we've split up the list, and I'm calling some of them for her because she's so concerned about you. Make sure that they believe that you are concerned. You can have a virtual assistant as long as they speak good English, call. You can have your kids call if they sound like an adult. You can have your assistants call. But call, please. Swear to me, raise your right hand. Swear to me that you will call your past clients starting today. So many a day so that you get through them all every single month. At least get through them all in the first month and then every quarter thereafter. Okay? Another thing I would suggest is that you have a top 100. The people who actually have referred you business in the past, put them on a top 100 list. You already know they're your raving fans. Contact them once a month. I have a top 300 list. I haven't been contacting them once a month, but they refer me business all the time, and that is our goal. We're going to contact them once a month. 300 once a month, that's 10 a day, right? Or 12 a day. I can do that. These are people who are reachable. Use them. And if you don't have people in your database, then go get some people and put in there 20 a day until you have at least 400 in your database, okay? All right. So, was that 7? I think that was 7. Oh my goodness, it went so fast. Not really. All right, if it wasn't, then it was 6, and we'll talk about the other one on our webinar, okay? These are scripts that you can pull off of the website, pull off of Keller Williams, pull off of virtually any program that you look at. The point is, call them. Call them. Time block 2 hours a day. You should be making a minimum of 20 contacts a day in this market so that you can help these people. This is instant money, you guys. Better than working with a buyer, better than right now where all of us have no inventory, at least in most areas. This is free money. It's instant money. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Go and talk to these people. Send me notes as to how you did it and what success you're having, and I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.